Hey, I'm Kev, welcome back to MotoGP 18, where McDonald's looking to bounce back from his lowest point of his rookie MotoGP season, his home race. Can he do that around the McDonald Aragon circuit in Spain? As before we head there, there's got to be a change that has had to happen, because the UT is extreme, that is our level, but we're on a new bike, and it is frustrating racing our opponents in this game because they have just been made worse by milestone with each patch. I don't know why they're hyper aggressive now. I don't know why they just keep diving at every opportunity. Even at a half a second back, they just dive down your inside. Even though when you see when I'm braking alongside them, we brake at the same point virtually. It is ridiculous at the moment. So I'm good enough, I feel, for 120, but so I'm not spending 30 or 40 attempts recording just one race. Not wasting an hour recording one race. It's going to go down a level. It is going to go down to a level which is probably too easy for me, but at least I won't have to be battling our opponents too much and their, in quotation marks, artificial intelligence. So it's going to go down to, it could go down to 99 in Excite, but there's definitely two though. We'll try and make it semi-competitive, so shall we say 105 for Aragon? It's a bit of a tougher circuit. Okay, and then I'll probably change it to 110 for the remainder of the season. Okay. Thanks, Milestone. Nakagami. So that's a very different sound, isn't it? As Mario prepares for 2 qualifying laps. Hopefully you find the LCR Honda a bit more to his liking than the Premet did. As for some reason, when that Premet just got developed, it just came worse and worse and worse to ride. Like, increase the horsepower. That last engine upgrade made the bike, as you can see, almost impossible to accelerate out of corners, even though it had good straight line speed. So hopefully the LCR can actually accelerate out of corners. One thing can actually brake. Oh, with each upgrade of the brakes, you just lost the braking feel. It was really strange and frustrating. As well as a bit wide. The only thing that really seemed to help was improving the frame. Made the bike get into the corners a bit better. That's about it. That's what you do, Mario. So let's see what you can do then round the circuit, which is pretty tough. One of the toughest on the calendar. So we really do have a bee in our bonnet, don't we, with this engine? It is a very different sound as Mario's a bit all over the place. Trying to beat this 47.4 from one of the home Espargaros. Well, he's definitely not going to do it this lap. Well, I guess the good thing for him is he's got a blank slate now. He's alongside Nakagami. Hasn't caused a feud with him yet. I know it's been a few days, but we're still talking to each other at least, like he has with Miller and Petrucci. I know he's running a bit battered and bruised after that high-speed crash in the sun. It's a bit of a miracle he's here, as he's down in 5th. He's probably got a set of high 45. Oh yeah, he has bruised his ribs. He's injured his back a bit as well after a heavy landing. He's just going to let that rider by. It's not going to be a lap, as you saw. That was an abysmal first sector attempt. The good thing for him, with a new team, signed the deal before that Massano race as well. Actually, before Silverstone. So it really was a swan song, that victory at Silverstone. But he's got a clean slate here at LCR. Clean slate and bike development as well. Hopefully they can develop the bike into a more rideable machine than an unrideable one on this occasion. know it's probably not as good a base bike as the Ducati. But it's interesting that he's paired not with Crutchlow, with Nakagami. Just wanted someone who quickly adapt to MotoGP to help Nakagami come along. Struggled to score even any points. He's not even been close on occasion. As a Japanese rider, well, Crutchlow has been up there, very solid. Is this for a 44.9? Maybe it's not a 45 is really he's aiming for then. And here goes Mayo then. He's got 2 laps to do it. He brakes for the first corner a bit wide. Getting it all the way down to first. And it seems to be this first sector and maybe the last sector are his. The middle sectors though, not really. And so we go into the left. He's a quarter of a second up. Stephanie is getting on top of it now. They've got off flags raving to the right hand side, absolutely mental. It's now downhill through the roller coaster. Buckle up, hold on to your seats. He just about survived it on that occasion. Now a bit wide through the fast left. He might be getting slipstream from that rider in front as well. Down the back straight, if he stays close, he's half a second back. For Pedrosa. He's used to riding that Honda, of course. With them for, who knows how long as Pedrosa. So half a second back. First time riding a Honda for a long time, isn't it? Especially at MotoGP level, the first time he has. Getting used to that sound especially. A bit more higher pitched. Not as much like a Deftone as it is for the Ducati, as he's got one more lap to do it then. Goes into the first corner. So he's got some work to do. He might actually be 105 BR level then, this bike. So Pedrosa and Petrucci make it through, has on the 5th row Bautista alongside Mayo and Espargaro. Then on the 6th row Rabat, Nakagami with a better qualifying he's done recently. Already seen the Mayo effect maybe with Redding. Rounding that out ahead of Bradley Smith, Serwin and Espargaro on the 7th row. Then the 8th row, Morbidelli, Carl Abraham. Luti with Xavier Simon in last. So can McDonald score points on his debut if LCR has once again he's exaggerated his injuries with another fall in qualifying? So here's Mario revving up at the start and from the 5th row on a very different bike this time. No, as the lights go out for 8 laps of fun here in Aragon. Poor start for Mario. Go towards the first corner behind the K-Team, gets hit by the Aprilia from behind. Well, he splits them like the Red Sea. Gets into the points. Gets ahead of Crutchlow, battling with the Suzuki. As he got Yango and Nettle bite of Albert Bautista in front of us. Battling with Jorge Lorenzo for the top 10. Instead, Mario sweet spy, does he? Into that 10th position. Jorge forces him onto the curb. No, he got the drive though. Down the inside of the Spaniard. And through. Or not. He's gone wide in the second part of the roller coaster. And then dives it back by through the left. Oh, and then Lorenzo's got the answer on the exit though. About into the left. Now we've got the inside line. And shuffles Lorenzo back finally. So now he is part of the top 10. Nakagami is on the move ahead of Carl Abraham. There's all crash in front. So Maro up into 7th, elbow to elbow with his ex-teammate Petrucci. This pair crashed in Qatar. I'm sure trying to poke each other's eyes out on the back straight there. It's Mayo all over Petrucci. There's like a guy up to 17th. There's Dovid's head of Marquez, Vinales, Iannone and Crutchlow. You got Zarco, Petrucci, McDonald, Lorenzo and Rins. It's Mayo down the inside. Petrucci dismisses his ex-teammate. It seems like we've got a Suzuki train in front. 4-4. It's like Crutchlow making the move as well. There's always Jack Miller down. Here goes Mayo down the inside of Zarco. Out of nowhere. Makes it into 6th. There's Iannone and Crutchlow battle over 4th. To watch out, here comes Mayo. Not quite got the run, has he? Oh, he does. Down the inside of Iannone. Again, just like Lorenzo on the first lap. He's got the answer on the exit. Does he into the left? Not quite. Oh, the Mayo streaks back down the inside. Lovely move. Down the inside of his teammate Crutchlow. 4-4. As he's got Vinales 6/10 of a second in front. Got Crutchlow in tow. Winner into the top 20. Surin. Crutchlow has a little look. Nothing more than that. Not buying on this occasion. As Mayo chases down a top 3, which have got the drawing pistols at dawn. As we've got Dovi, Vinales and Marquez. You could put a blanket all over them. As Nakagami into the points ahead of Smith. The Mayo effect. Already working or not. The Smith is back by on his KTM. So he is all over the top of this championship battlers, remember. All of them. This is the top 4. Dovi might be having one hand on the title, but Vinales, Marquez and McDonald are battling over a second behind him. And even on a new bike, are able to ride with them. Maybe this LCI is just finding it a bit more at home than that. Pramac, as I said, Pramac just went in the wrong direction maybe for Mayo. Event-wise, despite still wringing speed out of that machine, getting results. Just didn't like the handle of that bike. Loving the handle of this LCR so far. Might not have to punch out the corners. Maybe slightly better at braking. It can just be a bit smoother, this bike as well. As Crutchlow around half a second back. He's getting a toe off his teammate. He could join this battle for the lead yet. It's Marquez and Dovi elbow to elbow in the penultimate corner. How are they surviving? Well, Vinales trying to storm away in the lead. Sure the home fans wouldn't mind that though. As Rossi was down as well, down in 23rd. Back with Luti. You see Iannone just outside the top 5. It's Mayo trying to get on the power, trying to take advantage of Dovi being held up here. Dovi and Marcus holding each other up, really. They might just be happy sitting here, manage the tyres a bit. It's a long race. The Honda may be a bit kinder on its tyres than that Pramac was, in the end especially. No, Mo's often strong in this middle part of the race and the second half of it. So he pulled away in Britain, he pulled away in the Saxon Ring for victories. Pulled away in Argentina as well, at the beginning of the year. Just felt the whole of the race, just on another level. You got to sit down to 3rd. So he gets into Dovi. Just let him know he's there. Then runs wide with the Ducati. His Quattro's still there. As for Joe's battling with Lorenzo for a 10th. Aragon were battling over 3rd. You've got Spaniards battling everywhere. You've got San Marino riders running wide everywhere. As Vinales establishing that lead. Might be time for Mayo to make the move. 4 seconds if he wants to win this race. Going to set behind this pair for a bit. There's all Dovi held up there. Mayo down the inside of him and Marquez. Up into 2nd. No way could he get a debut win on this LCR. There's Rossi still battling Hootie for 23rd. The Swiss rider trying battling one of the all-time greats for once. As here goes Mayo in hunt mode. Got its target set for Maverick Vinales, who's closing in on him in 2nd in the championship. There's in a battle for the win. This is a battle. Being the next best behind the Vizioso as well. The standings. Not sure anyone who really wants to be battling for that, but that's the best they can do as the Ducati man has just gone away with this championship. Incredible consistency, rarely off the podium. Well, we've seen the issues for Mayo, we've seen the issues for Marquez, for Vinales as well. No such issues for the Italian. So Mayo very wide there. Or maybe that's just his line. Seems to help him carry that speed onto this front stretch. He sets a 44.2, half a second behind Vinales. Stovi once again past Marquez. To go through that right and the next right. As we're battling with Battista. Bradley Smith battling with Scott Redding, fellow Brit. But just outside the points again for them. Let's look at Mayo right in the tail of Vinales. But he might struggle a bit in the next couple of sectors if Vinales goes right. Does Mayo slot it down the inside? Not quite. Vinales messes up under the brakes. But able to recover it in the second part. So the rear end coming out for Mayo a bit. He has pushed his bike very hard. The hardest been pushed all year. Can't quite get past Vinales there. Oh no, teammate Nakagami down. Pushing for a point. Pushing too hard. It's Mayo right with Vinales. Virtually pushing the Yamaha through the corners. He gets on the power nice and smooth. The 1.4 ahead of Marquez and Dovi. And here goes the Honda for the lead. Into the penultimate corner. Can he hold it tight though? Holds it on the outside. Vinales can't make the move stick. As he go into the penultimate lap, will home hearts be broken by McDonald? Sorry for the crude edit there. Pop-up just decided to appear out of nowhere. Damn ads. I know you're sponsoring the race, movie star, but still. He popped them up during the race. And just as Mayo was attacking Vinales. Had to back off of it. He goes downhill, half a lap and a half to go, shall we say. As Marcus and Dobby still taking 7 bells out of each other. No wonder these two have pulled away from them. But how's the tyre wear for Mayo? The bike has been getting a bit slidey in the last couple of laps. Does he have enough in the tank The battle of Yamaha, look at that again. LCR trying to head north. They should be going south. Oh, he's outbraked himself. As he's 1.1 ahead of Marquez, but more importantly, he's a second behind Vinales. As his chance come and gone. To go through the penultimate corner. Onto the start finish straight and the final lap. Almost a second slower that lap as well. From what he has been running. To go through the first couple of corners. This is set to the catch up to Vinales. And being his tail through the second and third, and then maybe pounce in the final sector. Definitely is gaining. But only a 10th. It's gone wide. Gone too wide there. In through the roller coaster. Tries to get on the power bike, says I'm not doing that. Accelerate away, back too soon. We're still battling okay over 13th. He's lost that 10th. Needs to gain more time in this sector somehow. This is where he made that mistake. Oh, he's closer. He has gained a 10th back. He will get a bit of a tow. Will it be enough? With just 2 corners to go. In this light, the home fans are going to be celebrating. As Mario's closed up. As they run towards the line, Vinales wins on home turf. But what a debut for Mayo on board the Honda. Change of scenery. Definitely a change of fortune as well after what happened in Misano. As Vinales wins by just 4 tenths in the end. So Mario did close that gap on the final lap by half a second. And then we've got Dovi winning that battle for the final podium spot ahead of Marquez with Crutchlow in 5th. Double top 5 for LCR Honda with 3 Hondas in the top 5. Then we've got Iannone, Sarko, Petrucci, Rins. Lorenzo wins that battle for 10th. Ahead of Miller, Pedrosa down in 12th in the end. And then Rossi up to 13th. Good recovery ride ahead of Baptista and Parswell. Grabbing the final point on board is KTM ahead of Tito Rabat. Scoring all the way to the bottom. There's Nakagami in 24th. And Alicia Sparger on the Aprilia. What a horror ride for him. Has in the championship, Dovi's had his championship lead trimmed slightly. Just down to 55 points though. As we've got Vinales just 4 points behind McDonald. What about that is set up for second with Marquez dropping back 15 points further behind. And then we've got Rossi in 5th, all a bit lonely for him, ahead of Zarco and Lorenzo. Petrucci up to 8th ahead of Rins. He only rounds out the top 10 to squad. Further down, no other changes with Abraham in last. Then in the constructors, you've got Ducati leading by 63 points ahead of Yamaha with Honda 30 points back. Then you've got Suzuki, KTM and Aprilia. Well, in the teams championships, as you can see, Pramac still leading the way by 4 points ahead of Ducati. And then we've got Yamaha in third ahead of Honda and Suzuki, Tech 3, LCR, Honda, Red Bull, KTM and Gonieto, the other LCR Honda team with Mario's points. Their first points of the season now on the board into the top 10 ahead of Vincia and Aprilia with only Mark VDS yet to score. So for Mario, he's maxed out everything. He's not quite first rider status, incredibly. But no doubt he'll achieve that very shortly. There'll be some developments arriving. So in Moto 2, it was Alex Marquez of Vergate and Oliveira, and Jorge Martin of Bezzecchi and Bastianini and Red Bull Cup is as expected. So very happy day for the Spaniards. As what do we develop then? There's the engine, brake, suspension, frame, aerodynamics, who could do everything. Well, first up, we normally do go for the brakes, so let's prevent the brakes from locking. And there we go, first development on the board. And let's see if Mario's topsy-turvy second half of the year can be a bit more consistent with another podium result in Thailand next time. So for watching, we'll find out if he does then.